Later today, we're going to see a Nintendo Direct. With each Nintendo Direct, I can't help but get my hopes up about Animal Crossing Switch getting announced. My brain tells me not to, but still, I find myself hopping aboard that hype train and getting my hopes up for Animal Crossing. Now, I'm not here to predict whether Animal Crossing Switch is going to get announced at this Direct or not, because I've been wrong before. In fact, I made a whole series where I looked at all of the reasons Animal Crossing Switch should have been announced at E3. If you want to watch that, there's a link in the description. I give a lot of good reasons, but still, it wasn't announced. Instead, I'm here to make predictions about actual Animal Crossing Switch gameplay, so I hope you enjoy a look at my current Animal Crossing town while I go through my predictions. So, first off, my first prediction is couch co-op. So, I always remember the first Animal Crossing game where there wasn't really a way to play together. That wasn't really implemented until Animal Crossing Wild World, where Wi-Fi and local gameplay was allowed. You could have multiple people in a town at the same time. And the first game was very different in that the way multiplayer worked was multiple people could live in a town, but they couldn't really play at the same time. Instead, you took turns and you just kind of waited. You fought over who got to play first for the day so you could dig up those fossils. So there was really no way to play at the same time. Even if you visited another town, that town was located in your memory card slot. So that person wasn't playing while you were visiting. You were visiting them, and then you got to look at their town, and then when you left, they could take their memory card back and then play and kind of see what you did. But yeah, there was no way to play together. So even into the games right now, like New Leaf, if I have multiple people living in my town with their different houses, we still can't play at the same time. I mean, the 3DS doesn't even allow for that. So I think for the first time ever, we're going to see couch co-op. I think it's going to be like a split screen co-op so people could do their own thing. But the trick is they both live in the same town. It's local play, and they're just doing their own thing. And we've never seen this before, but I think this is the key to the Switch, and they kind of express the share the joy aspect with the Joy-Con. So I think you're going to be able to play this game with one Joy-Con. You're going to be able to pass one of your Joy-Cons to another person, and you can both play in your town at the same time. That way, this is going to be new ground. Like, two people are going to be logged in and looking for fossils at the same time. It's not like anybody gets anything before somebody else plays. I mean, I'm sure you'll still be able to, but I think this is going to be the first time that we have the option to play together locally, and that, like, in the same town on the same game, you both live there, and there's no taking turns this time. So that's my first prediction. My next prediction number 2, campers are coming back, and that's how we are going to be traveling between towns. So since Animal Crossing began, you've always been taken to your town. So in the first one, you're taken by train. Wild World, you're taken by a taxi. City Folk, you get there by taking a bus. And then New Leaf, once again, we return to trains. So you've always been taken by some sort of vehicle. In this game, I'm predicting that instead of that, you are driving yourself to your new town. You are moving, you're making more of a decision about where you're going to stop. With that said, I think we're going to get a lot more paths along the way to pick what we want our maps to look like. That's a side thing. That's just an idea. But I think we're going to be driving our own campers. It's going to be really small, kind of like in Pocket Camp where you start out with like a basic camper. And with that said, I think we're going to see the return of OK Motors. I think these characters are very popular. A lot of people really like them, and it's totally worth having them in the new game. So I think we're going to see the OK Motors crew return, and we're going to be able to upgrade our campers. And not only that, we're going to have like parking spaces, designated parking in our towns where visitors come, and when they park their camper there and get out, you can go and look through their camper and maybe buy some things. But I think campers are going to make a big return, and I think that's how we're going to go back and forth from each other's towns. I think I'm pretty excited thinking about this because that gives you yet another space to upgrade and, you know, pay off your loans. And it's in something not owned by Tom Nook, you know, like the OK Motors guys will upgrade your camper and then you owe them money to do it. And so I just feel like it feeds more into the, I guess, the economics of the game. But I don't know. I just want to see the campers make a comeback because I am already really excited about decorating my camper to be super cool. And so when people come and visit, they can check out my camper. When I visit them, they can check out my camper. And I think it'd be a fun, new, portable way to share your place. So like, even like when you visit a town, it's very one-sided. Like you're getting the experience of one person's town, but they're not really getting a taste of your personality. So when you visit a town, you kind of bring your home with you, a little mini version of your home or an alternate version of your home. I don't know, but they get to look in your camper and kind of see a little bit of your personality shine through, at least something that goes beyond just like the clothing that you're wearing. So I think that's going to be really great. And finally, my last prediction, I know these are pretty quick. I only made 3 predictions. We'll see later today if they announce it. But my last prediction is going to be new Amiibo and the return of Amiibo. So one of the big things with Happy Home Designer, Amiibo Festival, and Welcome Amiibo, all of these games were focused on implementing Amiibo gameplay. Not so much Happy Home Designer. Happy Home Designer did, I guess, introduce Amiibo cards, but I feel like they weren't as... I guess the focus wasn't really the Amiibo cards. I feel like they did a really good job making that game into something where you didn't need Amiibo cards, but the Amiibo cards were a plus, and we got 400 of them for that game. We got another set of 50 later for Animal Crossing Welcome Amiibo. I would say the longer title, but why? Okay, so yeah, we got another set of 50, and then Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival gave us a bunch of figures. So we got 16 figures. I think we're going to see new Amiibo because, specifically figures, because there are still tons of characters that have not gotten, I guess, campers in the Welcome Amiibo update. I made a list. There are Harriet, Leaf, Luna, Katrina, Porter, LaBelle, Mabel, Gracie, Pelly, Pete, Phyllis, Lyle, Red, Shrunk, Tortimer, Brewster, Copper, Booker, Don Rossetti, Wisp, and Phineas. And funny enough, Wisp, I guess, kind of shows up in a camper if you scan a certain special amiibo in there. And Copper and Booker show up just depending on which police station you have in your town. But yeah, all of these characters are like, if you haven't met... I don't know, there's just no way to get them to have a camper in that game. Like, they don't have their own campers, and I feel like adding them as amiibo figures would give us that. Of course, it would be in the Switch game, so I would expect this sort of, I guess, amiibo option return. I think the campers are a fun way to use amiibo, and I wouldn't mind if they returned like that. The other thing that I'm expecting to see is new villagers and new characters. So new villagers, if they're added, they won't have amiibo cards. Like, we'll need to get another set of amiibo cards to get more villagers, and I'm expecting them to go somewhere around 50 or 100 new villagers. But every existing amiibo card I would expect to return in the game. I think we're gonna get a really huge, I guess, roster of villagers that can live in your town, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, I expect new villagers. I hope they're bat villagers. I hope they're tortoise villagers. And since I feel like Amiibo are making a return in this game, I do think that they will reissue the Amiibo cards that are already out. Like, all 4 of the sets, all 5 of the sets actually. So the 400 original Amiibo cards, and then the 50 Welcome Amiibo cards. I think they should re-release those cards and put them in stores, because if we have a whole generation of players that haven't played Animal Crossing before and never got the Amiibo cards, then they're going to need to put those out, especially because, you know, Pocket Camp came out and Nintendo has stated that one of their goals with putting out Pocket Camp, or a mobile game for Animal Crossing, is introducing new players to Animal Crossing. And I would say the main reason they want to introduce new players to Animal Crossing is to get them to buy a Switch and then eventually buy the Animal Crossing title. Of course, I think if people are only introduced to Nintendo through Animal Crossing, they would have to announce Animal Crossing, and then that'll inspire people to go and get their Switch and get an Animal Crossing game. But I'm saying these are new people who, you know, they've never played an Animal Crossing game before, so I think they would have to put Amiibo out. That's a big opportunity for them to, I guess, make more money off of these cards, as well as sell more systems and everything. So yeah, I'm trying to remember if there was anything else I wanted to say about Amiibo, but I really like them. I've had fun collecting all of the Amiibo that I possibly could. I'm only missing some of the cards at this point, but I have pretty much every Animal Crossing Amiibo, so it's fun to collect. I'd be excited to see a whole another set of that come out. And yeah, I don't want to see, I guess, since having that feature in Animal Crossing, I don't really want to see it disappear. I want it to be something that continues and we can keep getting little Animal Crossing figures and cards and things, because for those who don't know, like in the past, even now, it's so hard to find Animal Crossing memorabilia. Like, so many fans would love to get all of these plushies and stuff, but it's really hard to come by them. Like, I've been to the Nintendo store in New York, luckily, and I've seen Animal Crossing plushies there. So there are ways to get them, but not everybody can make it out to the Nintendo store in New York. So it's nice to have at least some form of, I guess, Animal Crossing memorabilia that we can buy that just isn't the game, you know? Because I think there are a lot of fans of Animal Crossing, and we want to have these things around our place. It's pretty fun. So anyways, yeah, these are my 3 predictions for Animal Crossing Switch. Just to reiterate, I think we're going to get couch co-op. I think campers are making a comeback, and that's going to be how we travel. And then I think there are going to be new Amiibo and returning Amiibo. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And in the comments, leave me your predictions for Animal Crossing Switch. Do you think it's getting announced today? I know I didn't say if I did or not. I'm personally trying not to get my hopes up. We'll find out later tonight, but let me know what you think, and let me know what kind of thing you think is going to be coming to Animal Crossing Switch. All right, bye.